Hello, everyone. I am Suzanne Penn. I'm so glad to be able to offer this short class for you today. Um, I'm a yoga faith instructor and a Revelation wellness instructor. If anyone ever wants to know more about that, feel free to reach out to me. I can be found on Instagram and Facebook under Firm Foundation Yoga and Wellness. I am a legally blind instructor, so that poses its own set of challenges. So just bear with me and just enjoy and worship and be blessed by this. And if you would like music with the class, please put on a playlist that you really like and join me. So just come to a comfortable seated position, whatever that is for you, and just honor your body during this practice. And everything is a suggestion, so if it doesn't feel right to you, please don't do it. So come to your comfortable seated position, closing your eyes and getting in touch with your breath. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling either through the nose or through the mouth. And just get in touch with your breath and feeling the belly inflate like a balloon on your inhales and pulling that belly button in towards the spine on your exhales. Our subject today is joy. We could definitely use that anytime, but especially now. So important. So, joy, everyone wants it. God wants his children to be joy filled, just like a father wants his baby to laugh with glee. God longs for us to experience a deep-seated, deeply rooted joy. The joy offered by God is different than the joy promised by the world. God is not interested in putting a temporary smile on your face. He wants to deposit a resilient hope in your heart. He has no interest in giving you a shallow happiness that melts in the heat of adversity, but he does offer you a joy, a deep-seated, heartfelt, honest-to-goodness, ballistic, strong sense of joy that can weather the most difficult of storms. Peter referred to this joy. Though you have not seen him, you love him. And even though you do not see him now, you believe in him and are filled with an inexpressible and glorious joy, for you are receiving the end result of your faith, the salvation of your souls. 1 Peter 1, 8-9. Just continue to get in touch with that breath. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose or mouth. Peter was speaking to God's chosen people who were away from their homes and are scattered all around. And that can be found in 1 Peter 1. Peter was speaking to persecuted Christians, people who had been driven from their cities, separated from their families. Their rights had been taken, their property had been taken, their possessions had been taken, their future had been taken, but their joy had not been taken. In another translation it says, "You have never seen Jesus and you don't see him now, but still you love him and have faith in him." Again, 1 Peter 1:8. the source of their joy, Jesus. And since no one could take their Jesus, no one could take their joy. So just continue inhaling and exhaling and start to blink your eyes open and bring your hands to heart center. We're going to inhale our arms high, exhaling our hands to heart center, chin in towards the chest. Inhaling the arms high again, exhaling hands to heart center, chin in towards the chest. Again, inhaling the arms high, exhaling hands to heart center, chin in towards the chest. And while the chin is in towards the chest, maybe take that chin towards the right shoulder. Bring it back to center, and then take it over to the left shoulder. Coming back to center, and then looking up. We're going to inhale the arms high, palms together. And on the exhale, we're going to do a gentle twist to that right side. The right hand comes behind, the left hand comes to that right knee. You can look out to the side or you can look behind you, inhaling and exhaling. Then inhale your arms high again into the center and exhale, twisting gently to that left side. The right hand comes to the left knee, left hand comes behind. Either look out to the side or behind you. Nice and tall. Always breathing. And inhale your arms up high to the center again. And this time on the exhale, bring that right hand down and let the left hand come over to the right side. Pushing that right hand into the mat to even out the hips. You can look straight ahead or you can look up at that left hand. Inhaling God's joy. Exhaling our discontentment. Then inhaling the arms high again, back to center. Exhaling, dropping that left hand down, bringing the right hand over to that left side, pressing into the mat to even out the hips. You can look straight ahead or up at the hand, you choose. Then inhaling the arms high, exhaling, bringing the hands to the shoulders. We're going to make circles. So just slowly working through the tight spaces in your shoulders. Inhaling and exhaling. Just making circles with the elbows. And breathing. Then reverse the direction. Inhaling and exhaling. Then bring your hands to the mat, like tenting your hands. So both hands come to the mat, and bring your right ear to your right shoulder. Inhaling and exhaling here. Feeling a nice stretch through the left side of your neck, down your arm. And bring yourself back, your head back to center, and take the left ear to the left shoulder, stretching out that right side of the neck and down the arm. Inhaling and exhaling, never holding the breath. Inhaling God's joy and exhaling our unhappiness. Bringing the head back to center. And if you have a block, I would sit, if you don't have blocks, try a book or something that has something like that, a block or a book or maybe a shoebox even. We're going to inhale, and then on the exhale, we're going to walk our hands forward. So you may want your block. You might be able to bring your head all the way to the floor if that's what you'd like to do. Please do it. Or you can bring your head and rest your forehead on the top of your block, stretching your arms out. Inhaling and exhaling. Then inhaling, walking yourself back up, and then switch which foot is on top or in front. And we're going to inhale again, and on the exhale, we're going to come forward again. And maybe here you need to make your block a little higher. Maybe you're not as flexible on one side than the other. Breathe into those tight spaces. And maybe after you're here for a moment, you can lower your block and lower your head a little more if you'd like. It's just an invitation. Everything is an invitation. Nothing's required. We're going to inhale ourselves back up. We're going to take our legs out long in front. So get grounded with your mat. Keep a little bend in the knees if necessary. Feet are flexed, toes pointing to your ceiling. Nice and tall. Bring the hands beside the hips. Bring the elbows in towards the body. Make the top of your head lift towards heaven, and just breathe here, nice and tall. We're going to inhale, and then on the exhale, we're going to walk our hands forward, but only come as far as good for you. Lead with the belly, chest, and then head would be the last thing to come down. And if you can get your whole self down on your legs, good for you. I would be in traction. Somehow I'm getting stuff everywhere. Inhaling and exhaling. Then walk yourself back up. We're going to bring the right foot to the inside of the left leg. So our tree pose on the floor. Now inhale nice and tall, and exhale and lean forward. Only come down as far as good for your body. And breathe into those tight places. Inhale the joy of God. Exhale your fear. Then walk yourself back up and switch sides. Bringing that left foot to the inside of the right leg. The right foot is flexed. Inhale, exhale, lean forward only as far as good for your body. And breathe. Inhaling and exhaling. And walk yourself back up and take both legs out long again, feet flexed. And inhale, exhale, walk yourself forward again. You may find you can come a little further down this time. And just breathe into it. And then walk yourself back up on your inhale. We're going to take the right foot out to the side, and we're going to bring the left foot in towards the body. So the right leg is out at an angle. We're going to take the right arm down the right leg and lift that left arm high and bring it over towards the right side. If you're one of those really flexy people and can grab the outside of your foot, do so. But only go as far as is good for your body. You can look up at the hand if you'd like here. You could maybe even take the right hand and tuck it under the right leg, and maybe you could bring yourself a little farther over, but only if that's good for you. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling yourself nice and tall, both arms high. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Gonna inhale, the palms together, hands come forward, And on the exhale, we're going to take that right hand out to the side behind us in a twist. Maybe turning your torso towards that right leg. We'll inhale, exhale, and then lean over. Inhaling and exhaling. Walking yourself back up, bringing yourself back to center, and then switch sides. The left leg goes out at an angle. The right foot comes in towards the body. We're going to slide that left hand down the left leg and bring the right hand up and over to that left side. Again, if you have the flexibility and can reach your foot on the outside of that foot, feel free. Again, you could take that hand palm facing up and tuck it under the left leg a little bit and maybe come over to the left side a little bit more. Inhaling and exhaling. And inhaling yourself nice and tall with the arms up. And exhaling, hands to heart center. Again, we're going to inhale, palms together, fingers coming forward, and on the exhale, twist to the side, but only enough so your torso is in line with that left leg. So inhaling and exhaling, and then walking yourself forward, leaning over with the front of the torso facing that left leg and leaning forward. Inhaling and exhaling. And inhaling yourself back up, coming back to center. We're going to bring our feet together in a butterfly. So the feet come together and the legs fall out to the side. Make yourself nice and tall in the spine here. Inhaling and exhaling. And then if you'd like, you could inhale, exhale, start to lean forward. Maybe you press the arms into the legs so that they go closer to the floor. Maybe you give yourself a foot rub here. Just inhaling and exhaling. Flat back if possible. Again, leading with the belly, chest, and then head's the last thing. Inhaling God's joy, exhaling our upsets. And inhale yourself all the way up. And when you're ready, come to the hands and the knees. Bring your blocks with you, because we will use them. And just come to a tabletop position. So wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, flat back, belly button pulled in towards the spine. You can have toes tucked, or you could have the tops of the feet flat on the mat. I like mine tucked at the moment. It changes. And just breathe here. On your inhale, you're going to drop the belly and the tail and the head move high. On the exhale, we're going to round our back, tucking our tail, bringing our chin in towards our chest, pressing into that mat. Again, on the inhale, tail and head move high. On the exhale, rounding the back, chin in towards the chest. Inhale, tail and head move high. Exhale, rounding the back, chin in towards the chest. And then come back to a flat back. I'm going to do some balancing here if you'd like. Again, everything's an invitation. So we're going to take the right foot out, ball of the foot on the floor at the moment, and take the left hand out, fingertips on the mat. If you'd like, you can raise the foot and the arm out, pulling that belly button into the spine, finding a spot on the floor to look at. That's not moving to focus on, and breathing in your balance here. Inhaling and exhaling. And if you do have your toes and your fingertips on the mat, just challenge yourself a little. Maybe just pick them up just a little bit off to see, just to challenge yourself just a little. Then bring that knee and then hand back in, and take the opposite foot and hand out. Again, option, toe and fingertips can stay on the mat, or raise them up to shoulder height and hip height. Breathing, finding that spot that's not moving to focus on. Pulling the belly button in towards the spine. And again, if you have a toe and fingertips on the mat, maybe raise them just a little bit and challenge yourself just a little. I always say if you fall over, you don't have far to go, so. Then bring that hand and that knee back in. Bring the feet together, take the knees wide. We're going to push the hips towards the heels, coming into a child's pose. You might want to block to rest your forehead on, or you might just want to rest your head on the mat, taking your arms out long in front. And just letting yourself melt here. Jesus promised, "No one will take away your joy." John 16:22. Storms may come in this world. You will have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. John 16:33. And inhaling yourself back up to your hands and your knees, to your tabletop position. And this time, tuck your toes, and we're gonna bring ourselves up, but we're gonna sit back to an intense toe stretch. So it is intense. So just bring your body up and sit back on your heels. stretching out the toes. And breathe into that. Obviously, if it's too much, you can come out of it, maybe go back into it. Inhaling and exhaling. And we'll come back up tall on our knees. We're going to bring that right foot forward. And if you want your blocks here, remember they have 3 levels, small, medium, large. All right. Low and high, I guess, low, medium, and high, I guess it would be. And come into that low lunge so that left leg is back, right leg is bent forward. You can have your hands on the mat if you can reach it. If you want to be here, leaning forward, that's fine. You can come onto your blocks, still leaning forward a bit. You could bring your blocks more to the center and use them as some support. You could bring the hands to the top of that right thigh. You could even take your arms high or keep them at heart center. You choose where you want to be right now, what works for your body. And just breathe into the tight spaces. And we're going to push our tail back a little bit, straightening out that front leg, flexing that foot, leaning over that front leg a bit, breathing into it. Inhaling God's joy, exhaling our unmet expectations. And bring yourself up, back onto both knees, nice and tall, and then bring the left foot forward and leave that right leg back in your low lunge. Again, you find where you need to be in this pose.